Great. Well, thank you so much. What a great night it is to welcome all of the members of BD Nation to this episode of Travel Talk with Rob Baker. As you can see, I'm seated in a beautiful outdoor setting in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I don't know about you, but for me, travel is definitely in the air. And what a great night tonight that we get to have such a tremendous expert as Rob Baker, who is going to share some additional information with us, not only about our very exciting PES platform that so many of you have taken great advantage of, but our new by design Dream Vacations. I think maybe you're feeling the same thing as me, and that is the world is waking up. Travel is coming back. In fact, many people are saying that travel is absolutely surging at near record levels to get back to the way we were prior to the pandemic. So what a great time to welcome all of you from around the world to this edition of Travel Talk with Rob Baker. To some of you, let's just say good evening. To others, good morning. And some of you, it's even in the middle of the night. So what a great opportunity it is to welcome each and every one of you to this exciting product training where we're focused on travel and all of the great memories that we can all make as we join together with families, with groups of friends, with team members, and travel the world. So I'm personally super excited. Travel happens to be one of my passions, one of the greatest things that I am able to do in my life. My family has traveled around the world. We've lived around the world. And even at this point, our adult children and grandchildren are living in places like the United Kingdom, in Thailand, in the Middle East, in Qatar. And so it's a great pleasure for me, without any further delay, to turn the mic officially to our worldwide expert and friend about travel, Rob Baker. Rob, take it away.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dave. I appreciate being on this this month's Travel Talk. We got a lot of information to cover, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to presentation mode, and we'll just get started right away. Once again, I want to also welcome everybody from wherever you are around the world to join us. This is really an important monthly Zoom webinar training. This Travel Talk provides a lot of great information on what's really happening right now in the travel industry, the ability to travel globally, also some things that we never talk about on our weekly Premier Eco Lifestyle workshop that we do every Wednesday. And I would really recommend that, really encourage you actually, to invite every month your team on this important webinar. It's really important, especially if they have the Premier Eco Lifestyle subscription. I know that this is being recorded, so it'll be available for you to go through and review this later on. And I would also suggest that you get the link to the training and send it off to your organization, because a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about today, you may want to have a pen and paper to write some of this stuff down, but once again, get the link so that you can review everything that we're going to be talking about. So we're going to be talking about something that's real important right now, and that's called the COVID rules when flying international. Some general Corona travel updates, a brand new benefit that we added to our dashboard for certain countries. I want to also go through a terminology called second traveler, and then we're going to go through some of the PES basics, things to know, and then talk a little bit about our new first Dream Vacation. So we're real excited about introducing that. I would highly recommend for those of you that are traveling international to take this website address down, https and then apply.joinsherpa.com, joinsherpa.com. This is an important website if you are going to be traveling international. This provides the ability for you, you'll see the arrows up there, the first arrow on the left, you could do a drop down to show if you're going to be traveling round trip or one way, and then also the connections that you have for each way. So if you have a round trip and you have connections, you want to make sure that you put that information in. Now I did kind of a demo one for Dubai, and this is the United States. We actually have, so what you're going to do is once you have your airline ticket, or better yet, I would highly recommend before you make a reservation on an international airline ticket, get the itinerary with the actual layover in terms of if there is a connection, get the country, get the flight numbers and everything, and go into this system and see what all the restrictions are before you purchase your airline ticket. Because every country and every airport is different in regards to the rules and regulations on you entering into another country, even on a layover, even if you're connecting. This is an example of one from the United States to Dubai, but there's a layover in the UK. So you'll notice United States, UK, Dubai, and then return is Dubai, United Kingdom, UK, England. So Dubai, UK, and then United States. And so we have the dates in there just to kind of show you how that works. And then what happens is it pulls up what the actual up-to-minute information is on the rules of each airport and each country. And you'll notice over there on the right, a red star. You're going to want to click on every one of those little detail sections because they basically tell you the details of what is required when you come into another country. And once again, depending upon what country you're coming from, the country that you're going to is going to require certain things that you may have to have a test 72 hours before. There's this big talk right now of having a vaccine passport where it's mandatory that you have a vaccine. So you want to make sure that you check this, and it's going to save you a lot of headaches before you plan your trips and buy your airline ticket. So once again, get the airline ticket information, go to this website, put the data in, and learn all of the different rules so that way you're not caught off guard. This is really important. In addition, it'll show you, for example, restrictions like this is going through London Heathrow Airport, and it lists the requirements that even if you're just, traveling, for instance, this is coming from the United States, and even though we're not going into London, it still requires a COVID-19 test 72 hours prior to arrival. Even if you're not even leaving the airport, you're just hanging out at the airport. So really important information to know. The airlines are really right now pushing for the different countries around the world, but specifically the EU, all of the European countries, to open up very quickly. So the 6 largest airlines that fly between the US and the UK, for example, are really pushing to get these countries opening quickly. Just statistic-wise, this is kind of interesting. 52.8% of Americans over the age of 18 are considered fully vaccinated. And in the UK, there's 53%. So it's just a little bit higher. And it's important to know that because as more people are getting vaccinated, more countries are going to be more comfortable in opening and then also lowering the things that you have to do in order to get in. Down below, it says, while vaccinations aren't required in the United States, so in other words, when traveling to the United States, you just have to show that you've had a test within 72 hours of arrival. But even though the United States isn't requiring that you have to take a vaccination, travel between the United States and the UK is considered a corridor. And even American Airlines CEO feels that there's going to be some type of an international passport that shows that you've been vaccinated with the COVID vaccine with what's called the approved vaccines. I'm not a fan of that. I believe that people should have the right to decide whether or not they want to be vaccinated, especially for different medical related issues, depending upon the individual. Because at the end of the day, it's the individual that is going to be taking the risk, because if you're vaccinated, you shouldn't have a problem. That's the whole reason of getting vaccinated. So I'm hoping that the passport thing doesn't happen, but more than likely, it looks like a lot of countries are going to be requiring it. So the EU, once again, all the different European Union type states are looking to open up very quickly. Matter of fact, Greece is now open. So if you've ever wanted to go to Greece, you can actually get out there. They've been hit really hard. They are a major tourism country. So they've already lifted the quarantine restrictions for US, Britain, Israel, and some other non-union countries. And so that's actually, you're available to start making your reservations to get out there right now if you're looking to go. For Hawaii, the reason I bring up Hawaii pretty much every time we get together is because Hawaii is one of the top destinations that people love to travel in Asia and also the United States. And Hawaii is one of my favorite locations to go to. Hawaii's been really doing quite well in regards to reopening and people flocking to Hawaii. So we call it the statistical report on what's been happening since Hawaii's been opening up more. So since April, there's been more visitors that have traveled to Hawaii than any other month since the pandemic started. Nearly 500,000 visitors, 484,000, have landed in Hawaii just in April alone. That's up from literally the same amount in March and doubled the number of arrivals since February. So you can see that people are starting to travel again. It's really important. And why is that important? Because if you're marketing by design, you're going to want to market the lifestyle subscription, PES, because people are now traveling. They're going to want to save money when they're traveling. So this is a great opportunity for you to get your echoes out there, to let people try it out, and then upgrade them to the full subscription, or maybe even a founder package. The Big Island. So for those of you that know anything about Hawaii, there's all these different islands. You know, there's like the Big Island, Molokai, there's Kauai, there's Oahu, which is the main island where Waikiki is. Maui is one of my favorite islands. So every island kind of has its own rules and restrictions. But the Big Island right now is not even requiring COVID tests. So just once again, you just got to get onto those websites and see what the current requirements are for whatever it is you're going to be traveling. For those of you that are traveling to Hawaii, I highly recommend that you get what's called the Clear Ambassador application. It's a mobile app that you could get for Hawaii. So all you have to do is Google or go into your app store and look for Hawaii Clear Ambassador app. And then that way you can download that onto your cell phone, fill out all the information. It'll ask you what island you're traveling to, and then you could get more details on what it's going to take to go there. Some cruise information. Now, cruise has been really hit bad. Probably the cruise line industry has been affected the most out of any supplier. So Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian cruise lines are now starting to get going. There's also some other river cruises that we've talked about in the past that are getting going. But here's the negative. They're all now requiring that you have to have a vaccine. So the cruise lines are setting a precedence that anyone going on their cruise ships are going to have proof of vaccination. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. But unfortunately, that's what it's about. Now, the problem with what they're doing is that for those of you that live in the United States, the state of Florida is a big cruise port. They got cruise ports through Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and they are now passing a law that if you're a cruise ship in one of those ports, and it's a major port, Florida is the #1 port in the United States, that they don't allow you to discriminate against those that are not vaccinated. So they're really cracking down, and hopefully a lot of other states are going to be saying, look, you can't tell people they have to be vaccinated, because obviously every individual person has their own medical issues, and their doctor may say, look, for your particular medical issue, you can't get this vaccine, or maybe you're pregnant as a female, you may not want to get the vaccine. So I love what Florida's doing. Texas is going to be doing the same thing, to where any cruise line that comes out of those states, they cannot mandate it. Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. So Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, all these organizations are actually taking reservations and getting cruise bookings going. When it comes to Canada, Canada is probably the worst in the world. I don't recommend that anyone goes to Canada right now. I feel sorry and bad for those that live in Canada and those that have family in Canada that want to travel to Canada. If you do decide that you want to go to Canada, make sure that you go to the Canadian, what's called the Arrive Can website. That's www.canada.ca. So you can kind of see it there. All you have to do is just Google Arrive Can Canada. And then you could get all the details of what's going on there. But it's the worst, literally, it's probably the worst country, in what we call the Western Hemisphere in regards to what their restrictions are. Thailand, if we go into Asia, Thailand's approved quarantine waivers for tourists. So it looks like Thailand's opening up and certain Asian countries will be following along. And for general information, I highly recommend that you take a look at www.cdc.gov coronavirus and go in there and check out all the information there. It gives you all the details of everything you want to know about, results, statistics, different vaccinations, what's going on with them, different results. So this is a really good website to go check out. And then it'll also provide details if you're planning on traveling. Now let's get into some new features here on our booking platform. In regards to our booking platform, we have a brand new benefit over on the dashboard. Now, the dashboard has 3 sections. It has specialty services, high touch, and high tech. So on the subscriber dashboard, on the right-hand side, specialty services. So if you look over to the left, right, of the screenshot, it says air ticketing, preferred destinations, travel insurance, and Celebrate Registry. This brand new air ticketing is only for certain South America countries in the United States. So if it's not showing up on your website, it's because it's not for Asia and Europe. It's a special relationship that we've developed with an air ticketing company. Now, for those of you that are looking to book an airline ticket, you can still book over there on the right. We have that high-tech benefit section. You click into Premier Travel Savings, Book Travel Now. When that opens up the full booking engine with hotel, rental car, cruises, everything else, there's airline ticketing there also. But that air ticketing over there on the left, the brand new one, it's only air ticketing. There's nothing else there. So it's just a direct link to that. Also on the left, we have travel insurance. And I'm going to be talking about travel insurance in a couple of minutes. If you're looking to get travel insurance, that's only available there for the United States and South America. But back over on the right, when you click into Premier Travel Savings, you're going to notice that when you go into any of the sections that you could book, like hotels, cruises, rental car, airline, anything that you book on the booking engine, you'll notice down below, and this is an example of booking a hotel. When you book a hotel, you can actually add travel insurance. So make sure that you click into the sections to learn about what that travel insurance includes. And I highly recommend you start looking at travel insurance that includes medical COVID insurance. So COVID medical insurance is very important. Some other highlights here. On the booking engine, when you log in, so in other words, you go to the dashboard, and on the bottom left under high-tech benefits, you click on Book Travel Now. When it opens up the booking engine, okay, it has a section right in the middle says everything you need for smart and safe travel. Click into that section and read all that information because it'll give you a lot of information on travel updates, health, and safety. And then another thing I want to mention, I get asked all the time, are people traveling? Well, take a look year-to-date savings of our member base. We have over $85 million in US currency of people that have saved on travel of our subscribers since January of this year. So are people traveling? Yes, they are. Are they saving money? Yes, they are. So once again, there's the actual dashboard. So see the dashboard, how it is. Over on the right is your airline ticketing. And then over on the bottom left is your Premier Travel Savings Book Now. So that's the visual of the actual dashboard. So that's where that air ticketing is, and that's where that Premier Travel Savings is. down there at the left. Now, real important, okay? We've been having a lot of people booking on that airline ticketing platform, the new one. I do need to remind everybody, you are not a travel agent. It is against policy to give out that link to people that are not members in the program, okay? In addition, you cannot book for people that are not traveling with you. And you cannot take someone's credit card and book on their behalf, because what we've done is we've, on good faith, provided you access to this with the anticipation that you're going to honor the policies and procedures and not give out links to family, friends, relatives, business associates, or whoever to allow them to benefit from the program. If you want them to benefit from the program, they need to travel with you or they need to get a membership themselves, okay? So do me a favor, do not give out the links to any of our suppliers so they can book it direct, and do not try to be a travel agent. We're gonna have a travel agent program soon for those in the United States and in Latin America, but you cannot offer travel services to where you take a credit card and act like a travel agent. That you just cannot do that. It's illegal in pretty much anywhere in the United States and also globally. So be real careful with that. Just this weekend alone, we had I'm not gonna get into how many we had, but we had a lot of people that had been booking for other people, and it caused some serious challenges. So please don't do that. You can book if someone's traveling with you. So if you're conducting an airline ticket and you have people that are traveling with you, great, but you're the one that has to pay for it. And you're the one that's responsible for that reservation, okay? So this is a member benefit only. All of our benefits are private, they're for you. And part of the policy and procedures and the terms and conditions of the agreement is that you're going to maintain the privacy of all of our vendors and suppliers for only your benefit. And by the way, why would you want to give it away when you could actually go tell someone, hey, get involved with this and look what you're going to have access to, and actually start building an organization or marketing the actual product. Now, this is what the actual booking engine looks like. It's available once again in South America countries in the United States. And you'll notice that it has different flags on there for translation. And it's only air. It's a special air company that we work with, a partner of mine called Costamar. All right, some other things that you need to know. Very important, when you click into the actual Book Travel Now banner, right, the full booking engine for hotels, cruises, cars, flights, homes, weeks, marketplace, and all that, click on My Account. Go over to my profile, make sure that your name is correct and it matches your passport or matches your government travel documents. But you can add one traveler. Now, when we say traveler, it really should say a co-member. You can click on that link where it says edit and add one person that can now be a member with you. But below over on the left, you'll notice my profile. Underneath that, it says credit cards. Both of you are going to have to list your credit cards into the system, because when you book travel, whoever is paying for it has to be traveling. So let's say that's my name right there, Rob Baker, right? Let's say I'm traveling. I click, when I conduct a transaction, I'm going to use my credit card. But if I added a family member or friend or whoever as the second person, they're going to travel on their own outside of my travel, but they're going to use their credit card to pay for it. So here's a real simple rule. Whatever travel's being booked, the name of the main passenger, meaning you as the main member or your co-member, the same name has to match the credit card. You cannot use other people's third-party credit cards or make third-party reservations. It'll flag an actual fraud, okay? So real important you guys understand that. But you can add one additional person. Like I said before, go to credit cards and put the credit card information. So make sure you have your credit card on file and whoever your co-applicant is, because they have to have a credit card also. All right, in terms of airline ticketing, you can add additional travelers. you just go into the booking engine part of it, click on the section there that says how many people's traveling with you. That's where you add extra travelers that are traveling with you. So you can add as many people as you want, just as long as you're paying for it, because we don't take other people's credit card. All right, hotel rooms. I want you guys to know that on the hotel rooms, you can book up to 5 hotel rooms on the platform. Keeping in mind, once again, 1 hotel room has to be yours. And then when you go through the process of the booking process, if let's say you put in 4 rooms, your room is going to be room number 1, and then it'll show up. Look down at the very bottom on the left. It says guest room number 2, and then over on the right, guest room number 3. That's where you put the names of the people that are traveling with you. Now you'll pay the full price. Like, look, I did an example here. Take a look at this. 51% savings at a Florida, a 3.5, 4-star resort in Florida. Okay. Everyone gets to benefit from the savings. So on this group of 4 hotel rooms, with 1 rooms being yours, you're saving 51%, $2,845. So those that are traveling with you get to benefit from the savings. You have to pay for the rooms, and they could just reimburse you if you know they're people that aren't like your kids or having to get extra rooms or whatever it may be. So just know that you can book multiple rooms, and that's where you add the additional travelers. Okay. Once again, I can't stress this enough. You cannot book for any other person not traveling with you. You can add 1 person as the traveler, what we call member, as long as they're 21 years older with their own credit cards. So once again, we just showed you how to do that. Go to my account, click on my profile, and enter the credit cards. Also, any issues on the dashboard. So remember, you have your member dashboard, and I want to remind everybody, the member dashboard opens up with benefits based upon the country that you reside. So if you don't have certain benefits, it means that those benefits aren't eligible for you in your country. But we do have a dashboard that provides the ability for you to maybe refer us benefits that we could add to your country dashboard. So if you guys have any benefits that you think, not just in travel, it could be anything. So if you know anything that's internet based in your country that you think might be a good benefit to put onto the dashboard for your country, let us know. Send us an email at support@premiertravelsavings.com. In addition, if you have issues on the dashboard, okay, in terms of just questions about any of the vendors or suppliers, anything on the dashboard, then you email us at support@premiertravelsavings.com. But here's the thing. For the airline ticketing, and also for the general booking engine for air, hotel, rental cars, cruises, all the other stuff, the big engine, do not email us at support@premiertravelsavings.com. Just click into support. So on the booking engine, you click on support, and when you click onto support, you're going to see all the different ways that you can communicate with our travel team. So our support@premiertravelsavings.com is just general questions. If you're having a booking issue, send it to the team that's affiliated with the actual travel. So for example, you have a caller support team, and it pops up on the right with telephone numbers. Live chat is probably the best because it actually is available real time, and our agent's able to see what you're seeing at the same time, and it's in language. And then also you could book a concierge appointment. So you can actually click on that and set a date and a time. We could have a phone call with one of our travel experts. And then there's a member guide. Take the opportunity to read the member guide to see all the additional benefits that are available. Also, we have FAQ, frequently asked questions. Make sure that you go review all of those. And by the way, all of this is in your language. So when you log in for the very first time into your booking engine, not on the dashboard, but on the booking engine, you have the ability to select your currency and your language. Now, finally, I want to remind you guys that we just launched our brand new program called Dream Vacations. And our very first trip is going to be to Dubai in September. If you have not registered for this, try to get on the list. This is going to be an absolute incredible trip. And, you know, people try to figure out all the value of it. you cannot determine the value because we have so many things that are included in this trip, and it's going to be such a unique experience. By the way, you're going to be traveling with By Design owners and executives. So every one of these trips that we do together, we're going as a By Design family, and we get an opportunity to travel together. And you're going to get a chance to meet in person the By Design owners and executives, like Dave, for example. He's going to be going on some of these trips. So you get to hang out with Dave and pick his brain on how it is to be successful in this business and industry, meeting with Chad and Natita and that whole team. I mean, it's just, imagine being able to travel with these people, that you're going to be able to meet them in person and talk to them. I mean, that's just an incredible value in itself. You'll be traveling with other By Design leaders. Every event that we have a time where we have a group breakfast, and we have an opportunity for people that come up and speak and share secrets to success and things like that. And then also, we're going to have a representative from my travel company, Travelology, and Premier Echo Subscription. I'm going to be going on a lot of these trips initially to make sure everything's running smooth. But we have a history of putting these type of trips together for years. They're unique. You can't compare them to anything else. We create incredible culture. And let me tell you something. If you're a leader in By Design, remember this one tagline, because it is an absolute fact that I found over 28 years in network marketing and travel. Teams that travel together stick together. People traveling with you, you're building relationship, you're bonding. I mean, who do you want to travel the world with? You want to travel the world with people that you want to travel with, not people you don't want to travel with. And so you want to travel with your team, get to know them, develop that relationship, create a bond. It's the most incredible culture. And we're going to be having another one that's going to be coming up in December, soon to be announced. And then we're going to have about 5 of them in 2022. And then ultimately, everybody, there's going to be a time where we have one of these going out every single week of the year. And by the way, I also want to tell you something. I don't know if I should say this, Dave, but we're going to be introducing something in October of next year that's going to be absolutely incredible, that we're going to have it every year at the end of October in the United States. And you're all going to want to travel in from all over the world for this event. I'm not going to give all the details on it, but it's something that I've done in the past that's absolutely no one does it. It's incredible. And we're going to be doing that in the United States at the end of October every year. And it has a specific theme to it. And you're going to want to travel in from all over the world to come to this. So we're real excited about what we got going on with this dream vacation. If you haven't registered for this, get on it now, because it's about sold out if it's not sold out already. And maybe get on the waiting list to see if we could get some extra rooms. So Dave, that's what we got going on, and I'm going to kind of turn it back over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Rob. Wow, the last 35 minutes have been packed with powerful information, and just hearing you talk about the dream vacations and this first trip in September to Dubai, I know from firsthand experience what a spectacular destination Dubai is, because my wife and I have been to Dubai a few different times because our son and his family lived there for several years. And the various things I know you've got planned are things that I have done while I was in Dubai. And wow, they are so much incredible fun to be sharing those kind of memories together with people that you know, that you love. And the great news is that trip has already sold out. Just absolutely amazing. In fact, it sold out in 29 minutes. That's just one small indication that travel is definitely on people's minds right now. And there just might be a possibility of getting some additional rooms. We don't know that yet. But of course, I also should mention that you'll totally agree with me that Dubai is only the first one of what will be many, many, many of these incredible dream vacations to exotic destinations all over the world. So great time to be having this travel talk with you tonight, especially after such a very successful launch of BD Dream Vacations. Also, back to what you were re-emphasizing a few different times on the call tonight, I'm sure that our BD brand ambassadors will be very careful to make sure that they're following all of the policies and procedures that you outlined very carefully to make sure that the exclusive travel benefits that are available through By Design never get diluted or put in jeopardy. So I appreciate you giving such a great reminder to everybody to make sure that we don't act like travel agents, and that anyone who is taking advantage of these benefits must be traveling personally with us. So I hope I restated that correctly to you, but you did a great job of emphasizing how important that is.
Yeah, it's really important, Dave, because we negotiate these deals based upon our private group, right? Because a lot of this stuff isn't supposed to be available for the general public. So we secure these negotiations because it's private. And if they find out that we're just giving stuff out to the world, we may lose that benefit.
Correct. Well, I think that point has been well emphasized. Let me go back to one other thing you were talking about, and I know that it's not something that you're excited about, and you in fact hope that it's not going to happen. But I think your own sensitivity maybe thinks that some version of a vaccination passport just might become a reality. What are you actually foreseeing as what might become a reality in the area of this passport that you were talking about? What would that look like? What would it be like?
Well, it's going to be country by country. The CDC and the World Health Organization are behind the scenes trying to gather a global mobile app. We'll just call it that, to where it's recognized anywhere around the world, and it provides the data of your individual vaccination records and details. And the challenge with that, though, is, that's personal private medical records, right? And so some people don't want their medical records out there. So there's a lot of sensitivity right now around the world, especially with people that aren't wanting to get it, right? And are they going to be restricted from being able to travel, to get on an airline, to get on a cruise line? I think the more people that ultimately get vaccinated, you're probably going to see that, look, if you have the vaccination, great. And hopefully the vaccination passport is going to be voluntary. But everything that I'm seeing right now, it's looking like they're working on a global system to have everyone be a part of this, one global travel passport that goes on a mobile app that validates the date that you actually had the vaccine, and be able to track it to verify that it's legitimate and what the vaccine was. So that's kind of where things are at right now. But as you know, trying to get all the countries around the world to come together on one system, I like to say good luck on that one.
Yeah, I get it. That's why I kind of imagine that before a systematic global mobile app type of a passport will come along, might in fact require a lot more time, because there are going to be plenty of millions of people, I would say, around the world that are concerned about such an intrusion into the privacy of personal and confidential information. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But again, tonight, what an amazing amount of information you've given to us. You might even agree with me that right now, as we're at the beginning of June, which for hundreds of millions of people is sort of the beginning of the summer season, what a great idea it would be to have people choose one of their bucket list destinations and actually go there in the next 2 or 3 months by taking advantage of the great benefits under the PES platform. That would be a great way to celebrate the summer months and their subscriptions. And I think you referred to it as a lifestyle subscription. So what a perfect opportunity it might be in order for people to actually put it on their calendar, get their families together, get groups of friends, and travel and make it a point to use these benefits within the next couple of months so that they can actually see in real life the kind of value that this lifestyle subscription will give to them and their family members. How about that for an idea?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Well, once again, Rob, thank you so very much for being with us tonight. We'll obviously be together again in another 2 or 3 weeks from now. As always, we're so grateful for your time, for your expertise. And so thank you again for being with us once again tonight.
Okay, thank you. And everybody have a great evening, and appreciate you being on this. And once again, get your team to get on to the By Design back office, wherever you guys archive your trainings, and get your team to watch this so they could get update on what's happening in travel.